Most people have been lied to about money. They've been taught that saving is the ultimate path to wealth. Hold on to every dollar, society whispers. Spend it, and it will be gone forever. But that is a trap. A lie sold to keep you working, grinding, and struggling for a lifetime. The truth, as Machiavelli understood centuries ago, is far darker, far more powerful. Money only grows when it moves. The wealthy don't hoard their money, they deploy it. Every dollar is a soldier marching to conquer more. The poor. They cage their money, believing safety lies in stillness, but in reality, stillness is financial death. You were trained to fear loss. From childhood, you were told, save, don't risk, play it safe. Every cautionary tale, every lecture about thrift, every fearful warning, what it really did was mold you into a servant. The master, the one who rules the game of wealth, does not fear loss, he uses it. He trades short-term comfort for long-term control, just as Machiavelli would teach. Fortune favors the bold, but more accurately, it favors the strategic. Look at the billionaires of today. Why do they pour millions into businesses, networks, and influence campaigns when they could simply live quietly with what they already have? It's because stagnation is decay. Money that sits idle is a corpse. If your money isn't working, you're not growing, you are dying. Safety is an illusion. Inflation devours your savings. Fear paralyzes your progress. While you wait for the right time, someone else is spending, risking, and buying the future you were too afraid to chase. Here is a secret that the rich will never openly teach you. Money hates stillness. It decays when silent. It multiplies only when it flows through opportunity, risk, and deliberate action. The wealthy aren't reckless. They are fearless strategists. Every expense is a move, every investment a weapon, every decision a calculated advance toward power. Poor people see spending as loss. The rich see it as leverage. Have you ever noticed how ordinary people celebrate saving a few dollars, while the rich spend thousands attending private dinners, masterminds, and exclusive rooms? The difference isn't just wealth, it's psychology. The poor protect money. The rich protect position. Because once you lose your position, no amount of money will save you. You will always be one misstep away from starting over. Let's test your mindset. Imagine you have 1,000. Do you buy a new phone, new clothes, or invest in a skill that could earn you 10,000? Most choose comfort. That is why most remain trapped. They trade power for pleasure. They spend to impress people who don't matter, instead of investing in those who could change their lives. Here's the harsh truth. Your financial future is determined not by how much you earn, but by what you do with what you earn. The rich understand this instinctively. Money is a tool, not a trophy. The moment you protect it like a treasure instead of wielding it as leverage, you have lost the game. Wealth is rewarded to the bold, not the cautious. The world doesn't pay you for saving. It rewards motion, risk, and strategic action. But here's the trap most fall into. They confuse spending with investing. Spending for pleasure is weakness. Spending for capability is power. The poor spend to look rich. The rich spend to become richer. Every decision is filtered through one question. Will this make me stronger tomorrow than I am today? The rich aren't just clever with money. They are cold, deliberate, calculating. Every dollar is a weapon. They spend to remove weakness, to buy information, to gain time, to achieve control. The poor spend to numb pain, to escape reality, to feel comfort. It's not the amount of money. It's the mindset behind it. This isn't greed. This is survival in a system designed to reward motion and punish hesitation. Opportunities don't wait. They move fast, and they favor the bold. Machiavelli would call stagnation the death of fortune. The moment luck abandons you because you refuse to act. Ask yourself, how much money have you left on the table by playing safe? How many chances have slipped by because you feared spending? A course you didn't buy, a business you didn't start, a connection you didn't pursue. You said you couldn't afford it. But the truth is, you couldn't afford not to. Every delay is a missed opportunity. Every hesitation is someone else buying the future you dreamed of. The powerful know this. Every dollar you spend either strengthens or weakens your control. Every purchase is a vote for the life you want. Spend on distractions and you vote for mediocrity. Spend on knowledge, tools, and leverage, and you vote for dominance. The poor ask, "Can I afford this?" The rich ask, "What will it cost me if I don't?" Price is immediate. Cost is deferred, but far heavier. A poor man sees a $5,000 course and balks. A rich man sees the cost of staying the same and acts. That is the subtle but decisive difference. One mindset grows, the other decays. Yes, it's ruthless, but wealth is ruthless. The world favors those who understand motion, leverage, and timing, and punishes those who wait. Patience is a weapon, not a virtue for the weak. The rich wait only strategically, while the poor hesitate endlessly. So here's the brutal truth. If you aren't using your money to buy power, you're being used by someone who is. Every idle dollar works for someone else. While your money sleeps, theirs is awake, compounding, building influence, creating opportunities. You store money in a bank. That bank uses it to grow richer. You save for safety. Inflation silently robs you. The game isn't fair, but it's learnable. Once you learn it, your perception changes. Spending becomes empowerment. Investing in yourself becomes duty. Risks are no longer terrifying. They are tactical. Every empire, every dynasty, every fortune starts with a decision that looked reckless to the untrained eye. Machiavelli understood this centuries ago. Fortune favors the strategic. The gambler throws money into chaos. The strategist directs it with purpose. Step 1. Understand that spending is not the enemy. Ignorance is. The poor spend without reason. The rich spend with intent. Money in motion builds momentum. Momentum builds opportunity. Opportunity seized builds power. Stop worshipping money. Start commanding it. Control it, and you control your future. Core principle 2, spend to build capability. The poor buy comfort. The rich buy capability. Every dollar should increase your value, skill, or leverage. Saving $100,000 feels safe, but it rots while you wait. Investing that $100,000 in learning copywriting, investing, or marketing can yield $10,000 in months. The system doesn't reward hard work, it rewards usefulness. Knowledge, skill, and speed are weapons. The rich pay for education like it's ammunition. They pay for access to rooms where deals happen, where winners gather. One insight can change your life. The poor hesitate. I can learn it for free, they say. Sure, but free costs time, the most expensive currency. Paid knowledge buys speed. The rich buy acceleration. The poor buy delay. Remember the lesson: fortune favors the fast, the prepared, the bold, but above all, the strategic. Spend to increase capability. Spend to grow power. Comfort leads to weakness. Growth leads to unstoppable momentum. Core principle 3, spend to buy position. The rich don't just acquire things. They acquire placement. In life, who you stand next to matters more than how hard you work. Money buys access. Access buys influence. Influence multiplies everything else. Visibility creates opportunity. The rich don't network randomly. They pay for rooms where power flows. A man once spent $10,000 to attend an investor dinner. To the average person, it seemed insane. But there, he met a partner who helped him make $500,000 in a year. Expense? No. Investment. Leverage. The poor think doors are walls. The rich know doors open with the right currency. Sometimes money, sometimes value, sometimes courage. Position is leverage. Being near power allows opportunities to chase you instead of the other way around. Kings of history didn't just build armies. They built alliances. They bought influence before the battle started. The rich do the same today through investments, partnerships, and social capital. Where does your money go? To raise your status or to comfort your ego? Spend to position yourself near opportunity, not to impress those who can't help you grow. Money spent wisely buys access that multiplies itself. Core Principle 4. Spend to gain leverage. Leverage is the secret engine behind every fortune. It allows one man to control the work of many without lifting a finger. Leverage costs money, and the rich embrace it. The poor avoid it, trapped in time for money slavery. Spend to build systems, hire talent, and automate. Delegate tasks to multiply output. Consider Elias, a small business owner. Initially, he did everything alone: marketing, design, customer service. Exhausted, stuck, barely surviving. He hired a virtual assistant for $300 a month. Within weeks, income doubled. Why? Momentum. Leverage. The poor call it waste, the rich call it investment. Machiavelli would smile at this principle. A wise ruler commands armies, he doesn't swing swords himself. Core Principle 5. Spend to buy time. Time is more valuable than money. The poor trade time for pennies, the rich spend to reclaim it. Every delay, hesitation, and later costs more than cash. It costs life. Speed reveals opportunity. The faster you move, the more doors you see before they close. Every hour wasted is potential lost forever. Every smart purchase that buys time is a step toward freedom. A consultant charged $5,000 for a session, saving a client 5 years of struggle. The rich pay for acceleration, not information. They buy shortcuts. They sprint while others crawl. Control over time is control over destiny. Core Principle 6. Spend to create substitution. Substitution is the art of replacing dependencies. The poor rely on one source of income, one platform, one job. The rich build multiple paths, income streams, networks, and options. So if one fails, the empire endures. Substitution is silent dominance. Independence is power. A content creator relying on a single platform is vulnerable. Smart creators invest in multiple channels, ads, and lists. Collapse on one. The system survives. Businesses build backup suppliers. When disaster strikes, they pivot seamlessly. Control comes from options, and options cost money. Machiavelli would call this strategic foresight. Every dollar you spend should buy one of three things: leverage, time, or substitution. Together, these principles create control, unshakable power, and independence. Money is a weapon. Idle money feeds banks. Active money builds empires. Every transaction is a chess move. Every expense a step toward checkmate or defeat. Most play blind. The masters play deliberate. Spending is calculated. Saving is tactical. Money is a tool for power, influence, and freedom. Spend to grow capability. Spend to secure position. Spend to gain leverage. Spend to buy time. Spend to create substitution. This is Machiavellian strategy applied to modern wealth. The poor see spending as loss. The rich see it as transformation. Money transforms into power. Power into time. Time into dominance. Every idle dollar is a lost opportunity. Every strategic dollar is a step toward unstoppable momentum. Stop hoarding. Stop fearing. Start commanding. Because the world rewards the bold, the strategic, and the relentless.